Hello guys, this is Louis. Welcome back to LT Models. I know I haven't been posting videos in a long time, and there's a reason for that. 2019 was probably one of the most rewarding, stressful, successful years of my personal life. I'm not going to bore you with details. I'm just gonna mention why I haven't been posting videos, and the reason why is because I purchased a home in May 2019, and anybody who bought a house before know that that could be one of the most stressful things, but yet rewarding. You know, it's kind of like a milestone. So you know that saying, you know, when one door closes, another one opens. That is so true. That was the case in our family. We weren't able to keep living in the house that I was renting, but that opened the opportunity to purchase a new home. So that's what we did, and that's why I haven't been able to upload any videos and stuff. I also we were celebrating our 10-year anniversary during that time. So we decided to go for a vacation. You know, we went to Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, to kind of decompress from buying a home and just from moving. I hate moving. You know, so that was excellent. We had a great time. I highly recommend, if you haven't been in Puerto Vallarta, it's such a good place to relax and forget about everything. Then after that, we came back, you know, unpacking, setting up the rooms and everything. And we also were able to adopt a pet. Our dog Freya, now it's part of our family. So we're very happy for that. It's been something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. At the house that I was living before, we weren't allowed to have pets, even though we had a cat. Yeah, Freya is now part of our family. So a lot of things happen. Right now, I'm trying to figure out. I use my iPhone to shoot video, and it recorded fine. But when I transferred it to my computer, something happened with the video formats. It can be read by QuickTime Player. For those Mac users out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm using a video converter that hopefully will help me to upload it to iMovie. If it doesn't work, then I'll use this camera to show you again my projects. I built 2 models last year, and you can imagine why, because, you know, like I said, moving and doing all this stuff gets in the way, with my daughter going to school as well. So yeah, so I don't want to bore you guys to death. It's been 3.5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my work area and the projects that I did on 2019, and also the project that I'm currently working on. Okay, so let's do that. All right, guys. So I'm gonna try to keep these as steady as I can. But these are the 2 models that I built in 2019. Let's start with this one. This is the Airfix P40 A or B. I can't remember. I'll put a picture of the kit. Great kit, great detail, but not for the beginner. Okay, there's some challenges, especially on the cowl in here. The joint for the wings was a little bit tricky. Other than that, it's a great kit, very, very affordable, and yeah, it was a great pleasure to build this. I did a little bit of weathering. I didn't want to weather it too much, but for the price, and you know, considering now 1/48 scale models are, you know, very expensive now compared to, you know, 5 years ago. They're great kits. I used the Zoom. No, I'm sorry. I used the Edward seat belts, because sometimes you gotta think about what you really need for a kit to have, to add details. Sometimes you could get away with just the kit parts, So I think all I did was the seat belts and brass tubing for the barrels, the gun barrels, and that was about it. The only thing I left off on this was the aerials. If you guys know, the P40 has aerials coming from the vertical stabilizer to the wing, and I am terrified of doing that. I'm not very good at it. I'm actually requesting anybody who's watching to do tutorials on that, especially with something complex as putting them on top of wings. I gotta be careful with this pitot tube. I don't know how many times I broke that off. Well, that was one of the models that I finished after moving in the new house. Yeah, good companion, and I'll tell you why why I need that. But anyway, the other one is the Hobby Boss F5E, the Tiger. This was kind of like a mojo thing that I need to get my juices back flowing, and yeah, great little kit. I paid $5 for this kit at a show, and that's what I got. I got $5 worth of kit. The only thing that I did was I put a resin seat in. I'm sorry, my dog just walked in. But anyway, it was a nice build. I think I built this thing in like a week. The airbrushing was kind of tricky, but I ended up doing a lot of touch-ups with just paintbrush. If you know how to thin your paint, you'll be able to do that without losing that airbrush quality of painting, And I didn't add the pylons or anything. I just did really, fast build. Just wanted, like I said, to build something fast and get my juices flowing. And the reason for that is that I'm building this bad boy right here. Now look how tiny this thing is. This thing is completely nuts. I mean, it's so over engineered. You're looking right there, I think, at maybe 100 parts, for a 1/35 scale motorcycle. I've had alignment problems, a lot of photo etch, tiny little photo etch, and tiny little parts. There's some more parts right here. As you guys can see right now, at the moment, I'm working on the front wheel, and that's one of the hardest parts to do. That's where this comes in. Well, here's the kit right here. It's the Mini Art 1/35 scale, and it's called a U.S. Soldier Pushing Motorcycle. Now it looks pretty cool, but actually I had to modify a lot. I had to modify the figure, and it wasn't the best fit when it comes to the figure. But a little bit of warm water and sanding, should fix it. So that's what I'm doing right now, guys. And let me show you now. Let me step back a little bit. Well, here's my my workbench. A little bit of this organizer is pretty cool because you can move it. You can move this section closer and kind of sandwich everything together. It's made out of wood. It comes in natural color, but you guys could stain it, paint it, whatever. And I think it was only like $40 shipped on Amazon. I just look for desktop organizers, and you guys could see, I mean, it comes in handy. I got my tools, my glues in there. This is kind of like my paints. What I do is whenever I'm working on something, I only get my paints that I need for that project. Okay, so these are actually paints that I use for this guy. My airbrush is here. I also have a toolbox right next to me where I have different kinds of things. You know, you guys have seen them. And here's just my paint mule right there, and a little bit of my workstation. I still have to reorganize all this, you know, and I have to fix some of the models that got broken off from when I moved and stuff. So yeah, this is just a little bit of my my setup. And like I said, you guys have been great shooting me emails and stuff. So here is for 2020. I hope you guys have a great year, and thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.